Greetings, dear ones. In spite of everything you are hearing about and seeing, know that all is proceeding according to plan. Allow the divine plan to unfold both personally and globally, trusting that it cannot be influenced or stopped by those who do not want it, fear it, or believe it doesn't exist. The divine reality that underlies all things is held in place by divine law, and remains intact despite the actions of three-dimensional minds. You volunteered and were chosen to be on Earth during these intense times because you were spiritually evolved, strong, and capable of assisting with Earth's ascension process. You were well aware before coming that your choice would involve experiencing and witnessing events of negativity and chaos. You wanted to serve Earth's ascension process by bringing in and holding light for the frightened and spiritually unaware majority. Your choice never meant that you were not to enjoy yourself or have fulfilling Earth experiences, but did mean that while doing it you would remain connected to higher levels of awareness, allowing the light of your consciousness to impact those around you as you went about ordinary living, unaware of your influence. You are the way showers, a light in the dark for those who do not understand what is taking place and who live fully in the density of a three-dimensional belief system. Your calm and trust will provide an example to others when things become even more intense, as they soon will. At this point your work is simply to allow, which means trusting that you are right where you need to be and experiencing what you need to experience for your spiritual growth. Even for the very evolved, the higher self will bring about situations that seem problematic from a human standpoint, but which in reality are clearings or learning experiences necessary to evolving into a higher level of spiritual awareness. This is where trust becomes very important. When a soul incarnates into the lower frequencies of the third dimension, they are no longer in full alignment with the higher frequencies they came from and forget who they are. They begin to think of themselves as just human beings and accept what they are taught by parents, teachers, and society in general. Many very evolved souls have lost sight of their mission simply because they got caught up in Earth's belief system, which is why it is very important to keep yourselves consciously connected at all times. Remember always that you are not a human being subject to every belief of duality and separation floating about in the collective. You have been that state of consciousness in many previous lifetimes but have evolved beyond it and no longer need to keep holding on to its beliefs. You know who you are and now must actually and wholeheartedly accept it. Allowing means resting in the truth of your being and accepting that your higher self is running the show. There are no accidents. Allowing can be difficult, if not impossible, for those who choose to remain aligned with old energy by spending hours watching and analyzing the news or in close contact and agreement with others fully enmeshed in third-dimensional consciousness. Stay above the fray. But how, you ask? Learn to turn off phones, computers, and televisions. Spend time in nature, do short meditations while at your desk, doing dishes, waiting at a stoplight, or whenever. Wean yourselves away from addiction to constant distraction, music, voice, texting, radio, phones. The human mind loves distraction and gets a sense of satisfaction and even accomplishment from it. But if you are seeking alignment with the higher mind, you must understand that it speaks in silence and cannot be heard over the noise of distractions. When things get difficult, as they often do because you live in a lower resonating society, stop, take a step back, and contemplate. I am love. I am connected to all life within the one life. I am peace, harmony, completeness, abundance, intelligence, wholeness, etc., etc., etc. I am everything that Source God is because I am Source expressing itself. Then ask yourself if you really believe it. Many begin to practice truth, but when things don't immediately change or get better, they give up in the belief that it does not work. Truth must become your state of consciousness before it can manifest outwardly, because consciousness is that which forms the outer. It takes practice and patience even when nothing seems to change or even gets more difficult. As truth gradually integrates and becomes your state of consciousness, you begin to experience more synchronicity, choices becoming easier and better, life events unfolding easily and without effort and struggle, abundance of what is needed when needed and often from where it is least expected, harmony in all facets of living. Do not lose hope, for realization is a gradual process, although in reality, it already is complete. No need for struggle and work to attain spirituality, for these actions simply solidify the belief that God and your good is outside of you. Cease any further struggling and rest in what is. You, the awakened ones, have reached an important spiritual point. Do I really believe what I have learned is the truth of myself and others, or do I still question and consider truth too impractical for everyday living? This is your personal journey, and you must accept that no guru, book, channel, ceremony, religion, or even Jesus or the Buddha can do it for you. Everyone has all the time they want to shift into a higher state of consciousness, but now is a perfect time because the energies of Earth are rapidly changing as new and higher frequencies of light come in. Right now is the time you have hoped, awaited, and chose to be present for, but free will allows you choice with no wrongness or rightness about it and no mandate from on high. We simply say that now is a really good time. Time has run out for playing the role of being a spiritual person, reading books, taking classes, and spouting the truth words without being willing to live them. All serious students of truth will soon be needed to assist those shocked and afraid as events and information unfolds. You don't want platitudes and truths learned but never fully accepted to be all you have to offer. You need not seek strength and courage in these times because you now know that these qualities already exist fully present within you, as does love, security, peace, etc., and everything else you have sought from people and spiritual practices throughout your many lifetimes. The times for seeking are finished, but only if you choose. Every person at some point faces the choice of accepting that everything they have ever sought already exists fully present in the divine consciousness of their real being, or continue living from the concepts and beliefs of the third dimension, many of which have actually served well at times. The world is rapidly changing because its vibrational frequency is rapidly changing. Learn to stand back and observe while holding spiritual reality in your head and heart. Practice seeing the light within every person, especially those who are causing disruptions and trouble. You may see only a small pinpoint of light in some, while with others you see light filling their whole body. The acknowledgement of light within every person is love and is how you love yourself as well as others. Love does not mean accepting without question everything another says or does, nor does it mean you need to somehow develop an emotional attraction to the person. In its highest sense, love is simply knowing and accepting that all are divine beings in spite of any outer appearances, and then taking whatever human actions you may be guided to take. Love is the interconnecting energy between all within the one. Love is not an emotional attachment as so many believe, although that is often a part of it. Love is not forcing someone out of their chosen gutter experience if that is what they are choosing. Love is not doing nothing while spouting God will take care of it. Love is knowing the truth in all situations while allowing intuition to guide you to appropriate actions which may on the surface look very three-dimensional. For some of you, living love will be a life of quiet awareness, silently acknowledging the truth and light for everything you see and witness in the world. Others will be guided to become actively involved in movements and groups where their light will help guide others to higher ways of creating a better world. Allow yourself to be guided as to how you can best serve the ascension process, because there is no right or wrong way to be light. Love yourself and all your seeming flaws in the realization that God has no flaws. We are the Arcturian group.